Hello, today we're talking about how to release the fat-burning hormone. Now, whenever we eat, we get a natural rise in blood sugar. Unfortunately, the types of foods that we eat and the quantities of food that we eat these days, it's almost making an unnatural rise in blood sugar. Now, whenever we get a rise in our blood sugar, insulin has to be released. So the hormone insulin is released by the pancreas, and this is to help bring down that blood sugar. Now, if you think of insulin as a postman, and what he does is he goes around and he's delivering the letters, in this case the particles of blood sugar have been delivered into the cells of the muscles and the liver and the brain. But at a certain point, those cells become saturated. So what does the body do? The body can't have the blood sugar just floating around. It has to get that down because sugar is toxic to the human system. We've got to get that blood sugar down. That's the priority for the body. So when we get to the point of saturation in our cells, the excess blood sugar is sent to the liver. Okay, the liver converts that blood sugar, that carbohydrate, into triglycerides. Okay, and triglycerides are stored body fat. So the bits on your body that you don't like, that is triglycerides, and they increase in response to excess insulin, which is in response to excess blood sugar. Now, the sort of opposite hormone to insulin, the one that doesn't store fat, the one that actually helps us burn fat, is called glucagon. Now, unfortunately, glucagon is suppressed whenever insulin is elevated. So if we're living in a state of excess insulin, we can't release glucagon. And what glucagon will do is tell our triglycerides, our stored body fat, the bits that we don't like, to be released and be sent back to the liver to be converted back into usable energy, which would be the blood glucose, and used up in the physical processes that we do. So, how do we switch on glucagon? How do we switch on the fat-burning hormone? Well, what we need to do is be aware of the foods that we're eating. Be aware of the foods that are going to cause that rise in blood sugar in the first place. Once we're aware of what these foods are, then we can start to manage things better. We can start to bring that blood sugar down, which means there's not as much need for insulin, which means that when insulin is then brought down, glucagon can start to come and do the job that it's meant to do, start to release that body fat into the system to be used as energy. So by controlling what we're eating, by being aware of the carbohydrates that we're eating, we then release the fat burning hormone. We stop being in a state where we're storing fat, we stop being in a state where we're not able to burn the fat we've already got. So it's effectively a double whammy. Now, if you're not clear on the foods that you should and shouldn't be eating, download our fat burning hormone checklist and get started today. I'll see you soon.